So we just trying to make sure we have our Lost FM reports all ready to carry this live. Because like you all here all right, we start now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, one and all people following online and those following in radio land, especially on our own University of Liberia radio station, Lux FM 106.5, and those following through all of broadcasters here. I want to say welcome to this special media engagement on the Capitol Hill campus of the University of Liberia on this 12th day of June 2023. Today, we going to be doing something a little bit different for the start of our semester. Usually we wait and we generate the news and then come into the engagement. This time around, at the start of the academic year 2022-2023, we want to engage the media to inform our community, our stakeholders, our partners as to what is obtaining at the University of Liberia, and give you guys the opportunity to ask questions as we get into the next 16 weeks of academic activities. Today we have members of staff and senior administration. So we also have members of faculty, let me not forget. I would like to just quickly go to the table. We have Dr. Ansumana, the head of the Dean of the College of Science and Technology. We have Associate Vice President for Human Resources, who is here with us. We have Cabinet Vice President for Legal Services, Councilor Gilman Brown. We have Vice President for Student Affairs and the Dean for Student Services. We have Professor Sekou Kone, a very well-known face. Right next to Professor Connell, we have Vice President for Administration, Madam Benita Jokota. I make sure not to forget the Joko. And then on the other end of the table, we have Councillor Norris Turan, who doesn't like the middle name of Leslie, Vice President for University Relations. And right next to him, we have Dr. Councillor Dala Babu, the Dean for the Zukato Grant School of Law. And then Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Dr. Moses Moruzino. And the President of the University of Liberia, the Reverend Professor Dr. Julius Gonzalez Nelson, who will be our lead presenter for today. The order of today's engagement is the President will make a brief statement covering all the important issues the start of the semester, conduct up to the end. And after that, we will have a question and answer session, which will cover both the statement and everything else that the university, since it's the beginning of the semester engagement. So I want you all to listen. We know there are a lot of key issues, training of the prepare your questions, and we hope the start of semester engagement will be a wonderful one. So at this juncture, it is honor and pleasure to call on to the podium Professor Dr. Julius Nelson to present his presentation.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for the kick-off of this media engagement. Professor Dr. Moses Zena, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, other members of the Cabinet present, Senior Administrator Dean from the Law School and Dean from our College of Science and Technology, Madam H.R. from the Administration, General Student Body, faculty and staff, members of the Fourth Estate, our online viewers and those following by radio, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A fortnight ago, we concluded the exercises marking the 103rd commencement convocation of the Alakimeni class of 2022. We saw the departure of more than 1,700 graduates. These walls of ours who graduated into the labor market in the larger society. During those ceremonies, we witnessed great scholarship from graduates who mounted the podium. We were also enlightened by an all-female line-up of convocation speakers who graced the occasion. We are grateful to our partners in government, the Regional University Forum for Capacity Building and Agricultural Rule Forum, and other institutions of higher learning in Liberia, and in our sub-region of our special guests that came from Kampala, Uganda. As the class of 2022 was enjoying this moment in the limelight, more than 20,000 of our current students were looking for updates on the reopening of the University of Liberia, while successful candidates from the 2022 entrance exam cycle, who are in excess of 8,000, were finalizing their digital admission process in preparation for academic year 2022-2023. Having completed academic year 2021-2022 in May 2023, and process our wonderful graduates through God's doing, the focus is on the formal commencement of academic year 2022-2023 and all of the related processes that will ensure a smooth and timely conduct of of the first semester before the general and presidential elections in October 2023. Cognizant of the fact faculty and students must have the time to exercise their civil rights during the electoral process in October 2023, the University of Liberia is pleased to release the following schedule for the first semester of academic year 2022-2023. Registration will begin on June 19 and end on July 8. Classes will commence on Monday, June 26, 2023. Midterm exams will run from August 7th to the 12th. Lectures will end on September 9th. And the final exams for the first semester will be conducted from September 11th to 2023. At the moment, the electronic application for more than 8,000 candidates are being processed by the Office of Enrollment Services, OES, and those successfully elected will start receiving admission letters by email today, Monday, June 12, 2023, and this exercise will continue until Friday, June 30th, 2023. On Tuesday, June 6, 2023, the Center for Testing and Evaluation through UL Relations released the schedule for the first entrance and placement exam and the aptitude test for the 2023 cycle here at the University of Liberia. The exam and aptitude test will run from mid-July for undergraduates to early August for graduate and professional schools. Registration for this year's entrance, which began on Thursday, June 8, 2023, is being conducted completely online. Members of the press, viewers online, and our dear listeners on radio, as higher education become more affordable through a deliberate tuition-free policy of the government of Liberia, championed by the visitor to the University of Liberia and President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, the management at the university is doing its best to ensure that it is accessible and affordable without compromising quality. Thanks again for supporting the digitalization plan of the University of Liberia, which has enabled the processing and management of over 22,000 students and counting without any chaos, as it used to be in the past. In my message on the final day of our convocation exercises a fortnight ago, I reiterated our commitment to maintaining an ideal staff-faculty-student ratio, for which we have more than 100 members of staff and faculty in training in the region, sub-region, and the continent, elsewhere in Europe, America, and Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, one of the reasons for the prolongation of our last academic year was the renovation on our campuses, which had to be done before the start of the second semester of academic year 2021-2022. The first phase of the renovation focused on the Capitol Hill campus, mainly affecting the roads that run through campus, some of our iconic buildings, such as the Tottenham Hall, the Fire Zone, Quadraco, FQ. Additionally, the first phase tried, and to a larger extent, succeeded in addressing the wash and sanitation challenge on our Capitol Hill campus with the installation of the borehole water system to deliver water into our bathrooms and elsewhere in some of our buildings. Then the restroom were also renovated during this phase. The renovation is not yet over. The second phase will focus on our campus and then It will extend to other campuses in Concord Town and our David Strauss campus in Grand Cape Mount County. We have already engaged with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning for the funding to commence the second phase of the renovation exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this time to assure you, members of the public, especially our huge alumni community here in the diaspora, that the administration of this great institution is very committed to ensuring the protecting of the image of the University of Liberia exists among our highest priority. A student's academic sojourn from admission to graduation is guided and governed by policies and procedures enshrined in a number of instruments, including the revised student handbook. The revised because we just revised the student handbook in the last 3 years to conform to changes that have occurred in our society at large. Students, as an important constituent of the university family, have rights that must be respected at every stage of the teaching and learning experience. In the same way, we protect the rights of faculty, staff, and those of us who are in administration. Therefore, our task as the managers, the administrator, or custodian of this institution is to follow the rules as fairly as possible without fear and favor. But there is an issue that calls into question the integrity and image of this great institution of higher learning, the University of Liberia. Thank you very much, and God bless you for being with us today.
Okay, all right. The president would like to exercise his right to stand and exercise while he takes your questions. So we take a bunch of 3 at a time that will address what he just spoke of, including important training issue concerning the University of Liberia. So we just take the name and institution you represent and ask the relevant. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Lincoln Mr. President, and I work for the youth and you talk about some academic talking about improving the academic excellence. I'm a little bit concerned about what is happening at the law school, where they have been said that 2 students from the law school recently graduated from the law school just by failing some tests that were conducted by Councillor Francis Bronson Allison, particularly children law and legal law and ethics. It's all over the media. So I say so many things about it. What do you know about that?
I know all about that. That's why I'm president of the university. Let's take all the 3 questions.
I write for the analyst newspaper. You talk about the second phase of the renovation of the university. How much will it cost for the second phase? How do I want to answer?
Okay, question?
Dr. Nelson, I'm answering grade. I report for ECOWAS Radio. In your previous semester, we saw a lot of handbags on the campus of the university, particularly on main campus and that of the Fender campus with riot of student groupings. Going forward in this new academic year, tell me what mechanisms are you putting into place to prevent such occurrences that will disrupt academic activities on your various campuses?
Thank you. That's a great question. Welcome to the University of Liberia. Hello, Balus. are part of an academic journey, as you call it, from 1951 when the University of Liberia started existing as a university. Up to now, there have been ups and downs. Students will ask questions, faculty will ask questions, and usually you call in the press call it values. But based on our rules and regulations, and let me share with you just recently, one of the values that is well known is in March 13. It was a special investigation committee that are giving us a report that we are analyzing. The university will put in place the appropriate mechanism in those fields. At this university, we have suspended student political activities. The student handbook will be invoked for those who will cross the line. In that particular book, they talk about warning, suspension, and expulsion. When they got released some time ago, we said warning was over, and when you are booked, there will be suspension and expulsion. Those will be put into place. However, it must be known that this university, before we suspend or expel students, we give everybody the benefit of the doubt. A process of investigation that involves all parties concerned, identify the appropriate students, and then there's a report that comes from the grievance process through the Office of Student Affairs with recommendation as to what action should be placed for the particular student, whether for 1 semester, 3 semesters, 6 semesters, according to the student handbook. And that process is very, very important. Most often people believe that was something happening at the university without any investigation, which you just start yelling and suspending people. No. Here at this university, each student enrolled is getting a particular ID number. We'll do our best. We are looking at the rules. The question of people having their student ID card being worn as they come on campus, different area of the university. We'll put that into place. I ever want to encourage all of us who are members of the university family and visitors. When we put those measures into place and you are coming on the university campus and our security or staff ask you to identify yourself, it should not be a problem. This is the campus of the university. When you are coming here, you are either a student or an employee. And if that is so, you should be able to show your identification card. And that will be a question to put into place. And those students who in their wisdom will choose to break the rules of the university, when you are booked, you will be gone for a long time. And so we're trying our best to take care of the halubalus, as we call it. But I hope you will encourage your brothers and sisters who come here to the university to focus on the main thing. Let the main thing be the main thing. Student political activity, student extracurricular activity cannot be the main thing. It's an academic institution. So let the main thing be the main thing. It will help all of us to reduce the halubalu. No, I'll get to you. I'm just trying to stress the halubalu you refer to. Because the halubalu been along with the university for many, many years. And those of us that have been administration have been trying to work, appeal to your colleagues to do their best in their academic sojourn. And most often, those who are even doing the halubalu are those who are in the etc. You know what they call etc.? When you come to the university, to remain at the university, you have 2.0. When you are below 2.0, then you join the category of the etc. Let me also share that after this semester that we are starting, those that will be on probation will be announced and will put their ID numbers out. If you get probation 2 times, we'll send you home for reflection. Those who are finishing their coursework and want to remain in the university because they are refusing to graduate, to check your particular credit. If you meet that mark, we'll be escorting you to graduate from the university. The people who are coming in now in this new class, 60% of them are 14 years old to 22 years old. Those days, for those of us who are the 35 and the 49, hey man, we appeal to you. Please graduate and go accept the people of Liberia and do something for your family. The time for remaining in the university, doing a course semester by semester is over. You finish your coursework, please graduate. Go home, serve the people of Liberia, find a job somewhere, and don't make the university a place that you keep disturbing because you don't want to finish school, you don't want to graduate. So that's what we're going to do. And we are working this out. We appeal to everybody, including the parents and guardians or sponsors of these students, including the civil society, and all the human rights lawyers in the Republic. So please help us talk to our students. Because when the time comes, and we get to the point where the management say student John Brown should be suspended for 4 or 6 semesters or expelled, there will not be a chance for appeals. Because we ignore those appeals after giving those students a due process to minimize all the hallubalus at the University of Liberia. Because they don't do any good. You are here for your academic sojourn, major in your major and minor in your minor. Your major at this school is to get your education. The minor is the extracurricular activity. When you change it around to make your major extracurriculum and then cause hallubalus, we will deal with you severely when we find out. That's what we are preparing for the next academic year. Second phase of the renovation, we are being informed by the government of Liberia and in 2022, because of all the costs for the engineering process, they will give the university $500,000 United States dollar for the second phase of the renovation for 2023. We have rating. They are coming for inspection in the next week to assess the first phase of our renovation process. After that particular visit in this month, then there will be the process to give us the $500,000 to continue the renovation exercises, especially for finished and completing the capital exercises. Academic excellence in the school. We will separate the issue. Academic excellence, the whole university is the issue of scholarship that we offer school. Yeah, but the issues happen in different colleges cannot be equated to assume or say that there's no academic excellence at the university. You saw at the graduation, most of our graduates who were coming out with cum laude and magna cum laude show you academic excellence at another level. They are exposed in their valedictorian address, tell you a whole different level of academic scholarship. So the real question you want to ask is how is the question of what is happening with the issue of the law school. That's a whole different standard than to equate that to the issue of academic excellence. I said before in the statement that we protect the rights of faculty and staff at the university, but we also protect the rights of students at the University of Liberia. Don't forget, from 2007 to 2018, I spent those years over 12 as the Vice President and Dean of Students, and have only one responsibility: to advocate for the rights of students at the University of Liberia. It was not an easy task. When you are a student at this school at different times, I was going to talk about the 3 Ds. Difficult to enter, difficult to stay, and difficult to graduate. All those 3 Ds are dealing with them when I was Vice President of Student Affairs. There was a situation where students would receive their papers and what grade they are given don't correspond to the level of work they have done in the class. There were times students would be given grade and their test paper or exam paper were not even touched. We, in the Office of Student Affairs, had the responsibility to go to those colleges, to the deans of those colleges, to give the students the benefit of the doubt. While we give them the benefit of the doubt, we also give faculty and staff the benefit of the doubt for a process, a system, a grievance process at the university to see how we deal with this issue. So it's wanting to run to the radio and run to the press and all of that, wonderful. But the university is an academic institution with processes and systems that you have to follow. When you are a student, you got an issue with your faculty or your instructor, you go to them. If you're not satisfied, you go to the department. If you're not satisfied, you go to the dean of the college. If you're not satisfied, then you go to the Office of Student Affairs. And when the Student Affairs get that information, they consult with Academic Affairs, and there is a process for investigation to find and give both parties, the instructor and the student, the benefit of the doubt before we can come to a conclusion. And when I finish with that process, the process of clearing students goes from the department to the college, to the Office of Enrollment Services, to the Faculty Senate, to ensure that we are vigorous in looking at all of these mechanisms before a student is graduated. The issue that you are raising about Professor Johnson Allison, we look at that, look at the pros and cons, and the wisdom of the school and the university. We gave the benefit of the doubt to those students, and we went ahead to graduate those students, and we stand by their graduation. But we know that if in the future we get additional information that will say otherwise, the same university have the authority to revoke degrees of students. We have done it in the past, we can do it in the future. So we cannot hold a whole university system in the midst of one of days when we give everybody the benefit of the doubt to share that part of the story before we got to the commencement. Those who did not utilize the university system for the grievance process cannot be holding the university if you don't use the university grievance system. And that's what the situation is. But that is not equated to that students that you don't go through academic excellence that perform very well to be called academic scholars at the University of Life. Oh, let me do the follow-up. Let me know what the follow-up will be.
Yeah.
Go follow-up.
Aside is how to evaluate your students and faculty. Let's also look at early warning signs. International community members are concerned. They have marked your institution as one of the early warning signs of propensity or potential chaos coming from students' body. And you have talked about explosion and of course suspension. Aside this stuff, whenever the politicians or government officials enter the campuses of the University of Liberia, we have seen that they have been put out or other things, physical attack on them. Tell me about security measures we are putting into place. We are just a stone away from elections. That your university will not be one of the places that chaos will begin from, that will disrupt our peace and stability as a nation.
So when you say security measure, then you say you can't explain it. That's why you don't want security. I will have security measures that will put in place and explain it to you. You see, that would be a contradiction. Secondly, why are they saying that the university is a potential early warning sign? Because in the history of this country, the University of Liberia is part of the macrocosm of the larger society. People look to the university for direction. So all of us, not only those of you in the university, even those of you in the press, can join us in this process to minimize all the potential opportunity for that. When we get ready, we will publish the rules of engagement for politicians to come on the university campus. It will be laid down. If you want to come, you apply, you exercise. At the same time, I'm also inviting you to talk to your brothers and sisters who are students of the university. All of us can engage in all of these issues in a non-violent way for the sake of our dear country, Liberia. That's why I was spending time on the Halubalu. This Halubalu you're talking about didn't start last week. Halubalus in the history of student life at the university being here for many, many years. I was recruited to be Dean of Students because of Halubalu in 2006. The point I'm making to you that all of us citizens of Liberia should have the responsibility, since it's our sons and daughters, our cousins and nephews who are here at the university, to join the university family for our students to major in their major and minor in their minors. If you can help us do that, we'll reduce the Halubalus, we'll stop being the early warning sign, because those who are here are political animals, all of us in the Republic. But we can do all of those engagement without getting to the point where we are in each other's throats. That would be my advice.
Okay, wait, we will come back. Let's take
My name is Tina S. Benhen. I write for the Today of the newspaper. We talk about giving parties the benefit of the doubt. So tell us, in that process, what did you find out? What did you hear? And in the midst of Councillor Alison Johnson claims she still wanted her to graduate the students, and now she's accusing the University of academic fraud.
You have the official letter of the accused to the university.
Yes, you remember on Facebook page.
No, you didn't hear the question. The Facebook page is not the place that you do the positive business. So we get to understand the exercise. Councillor Francis Johnson Morris, our former Minister of Justice, our former Chief Justice in the Republic, and Chair of the National Election Commission, understand the rules of engagement at the law school and the University of Nigeria. If there's a formal complaint from the professor, should the appropriate committee. Until that is done, we don't know that she has a complaint. And we have to understand that. You see, we can't run the university on talk shows. When students got complaint, they write the office of student affairs. And he's trying to have a complaint, they write the college name, they will go to academic affairs, they will come to us and we'll discuss that. But officially, before I came to this press conference, there is not a formal complaint from the professor you are referring to. And until that is the case, then we'll be in a better position to respond to what you are saying. Because the complaint will be received, it will be acknowledged, there will be a committee that will be given the due process to the complaint from the instructor, the faculty of the law school, the dean will all be involved, and we'll come to the conclusion, then we will go to the exercise. So at the appropriate time, when the university system, through academic affairs, receives the official complaint from our mother and learned counselor, then we'll deal with it at the appropriate time.
Yes, yes, Dr. Niasi, I'm Kupo Sanga, and I report for Truth FM. A follow-up question to my colleague, he asked about the renovation, the second phase. Will there be closure of classes for the second phase that we saw in the first one? And then my only question is, taking into consideration students who just concluded their online registration, admission, the online admission and the done given and admission letters. And I hear you talk about classes will resume or classes will start on the 26th of June. Who are those expected to start the classes?
Well, you didn't hear the fullness of the statement. And we're not doing it manually. I said clearly, the admission letters will start going out today by email. They will receive it.
What if?
No, you're asking who will be the students. Those that will receive the admission letter next week, they will go through orientation. And when they finish orientation, we will start classes on the 26th. They don't start receiving admission letter. The schedule also say it will end on the 30th of June. Registration will continue until July 8th. So we'll start classes, and those that are there who are beside those who are coming in, we'll get to the 2,000 current students. So why are you looking for the student who will be available? We are going to do registration from July 19, and we'll continue to from June 8, 19 to July 8. So you are looking for the student, focusing on those that are coming in, not knowing those 1,700 we put out. We are still left over 22,000 students. So they will be available. They are the ones encouraging us to have a semester before the election. Because all the rumors that were going on in the press, that the university administration will not open the school, they will close the school down until after the election. You Liberian people, you're led too much rumor business. That is why we will start the 26th. If you are a student, please advise your friends. Real lessons will start on the 26th. It's not the old adage that the first week of school, nothing will happen. This semester is short. Please tell them, let them prepare themselves to be on time in class on the 26th, and we'll start the appropriate lectures for this first semester of the academic year.
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Moses Fakolo, put for the University of Nigeria. Two quick questions. One, we're about to start another semester. How many students are we anticipating, or do we intend to add to the numbers we already have? The second question is, you put out two physically challenged individuals when you're on the commencement conversations. When you speak to them, or when I spoke with them, what they said is that as part of their challenges is accessibility. Now that we have some money for the renovation purposes, or for renovation purposes of the university in the second phase, what do we have in place for the president?
Thank you. People that want to get to
We can take a third question.
Yeah. My follow-up, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Professor Allison said that she spoke with the faculty senate, and you are a member of the faculty senate, including Dean Jalaba. She spoke with the faculty senate, she raised the issue
Please,
about,
let's speak loudly for your own recording.
Yeah.
For radio.
she spoke with the faculty senate that you are a member of, and also.
And I'm only remember I'm the chairman of the faculty senate.
Also, Dean Jalaba, who is also part of the faculty senate, she raised the issue about a student not reaching the appropriate benchmark. And she also talked about the issue at the police station where she took her secretary at the police station who confessed that student Aminata and Alamatu and that of Ebenezer Wilson paid some fees to him for the change of grades, and those issues were brought to the faculty senate attention. But yet and still, you people went ahead to graduate those two students. Something that you were asking questions if it is an addition to the integrity deficit or what.
I keep telling you, as chair of the faculty senate, as chair of the faculty senate and president of this university, you ask a question, you're not listening. As chair of the faculty senate and president of this university, there have been no formal complaint from the professor. All the other long explanation you're giving will not change that. I'm the chair of the faculty senate. A committee spoke to her. Going to the police station. The University of Liberia is not a police station. As a professor or instructor at the university, you got any issue or question about the university system, you go to the dean of the college. Write the appropriate documents. You know that the police don't come to the university campus until they ask the university administration. They get reason for that. The military don't come here until they discuss with the university administration. You don't arrest people if they're on the university campus without working with the university legal system or the administration. So the process is just simple. Up to today, and by answering your question, we have not received a formal complaint from the lecturer you are referring to. When that complaint comes, there will be the appropriate investigation according to the complaint, and will give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And with that information, the university system will then give an appropriate response. So start, leave Facebook, get to understand the university system and how it works. We can't be running this University of Liberia, then you all believe that we should do it on talk shows. No. Even students, if they got issue with their instructor, they know the process laid out in the handbook. For faculty, how you have an issue with the university, you don't exhaust that, then you go to the police station. I don't understand that. And as chairman of the faculty senate, when the formal complaint comes, I hope they will pass it through you to hand deliver it, because I know that the professor is not in country. And you are giving all the details of the information, and I'm here as the head of the Senate and president of the university telling you we have not received a formal complaint. The radio station or internet is not a place to run the university. And the professor knows very well the procedure here at the University of Liberia. So until that time, the answer I gave to you still remains the same answer. The issue of the number of students that we are expecting. We got 22,000, 8,000 passed the university entrance exam. They are in admission process now. Those of them that were satisfied passing 5 subjects of the West African exam will be vetted, and if they are successful, they will add to the already 22,000. So for this new school year, we are expecting between 25 and 27,000 students at the University of Liberia, based on those that will be successful after the vetting to enroll at the University of Liberia. And that's what we are working towards. Yes, we celebrate during the celebrated the graduation of the two fiscally challenged students. You know, in January at this university, we set up the resource center for disability support services and alternative learning. That particular department attached to the president's office is working with other partners to see how best the university can make education for physically challenged students to be accessible as we move forward. The old structure we have here was now built with the understanding that physically challenged students will be at the university. As we look to the future, in our construction of new facilities, those will be San Juan norm as part of the training process. But the committee, that department, is showing other ways and means. We are working with the schedule so that most of the classes that they will go to will be on the ground floor or be assisted, so that they will also be able to get their education from the university in a very accessible way that will be no hindrance to their education. And that's what we are working on.
Okay, I think that brings us to the end of the question and answer session. I was trying to create one or two.
I can get as many questions because you want people to be getting engagement. Go ahead.
Okay, so the training issue for those watching.
Yeah.
They probably missed the statement, and about 80% are asking when are they receiving their admission letters. And if you have the time to recap, that would be great. And others are asking for those who were not successful in the process, what should they do next? This question is strange. The process meaning the last
exam.
Yeah.
Well, let me start with that question. If you did not make it in the last exam, you have the opportunity now to take the 2023 entrance exam. It's the first one, there will be a second one. Additionally, it will be informed that there will be the computer-based, the hybrid form, and the paper-based. So you have the opportunity when you do the computer-based, you come here today, you take the test, you don't make it, you can go pay, and then come do the test on Wednesday. That opportunity is there. But those that didn't make it 2022, hey, we are providing the opportunity for 2023. Keep trying, don't give up. And every time you register, they give you the sample of the previous test. Study hard, focus on what you want to do, and see what will happen. And pray that all will be well this time around as you come to the university. Admission letters, as we indicated, will start going out today. In the past 2 weeks, we're busy with concluding our commencement. The faculty members or staff in that office, enrollment services, were busy, but they went over the last week, and based on the information we received from Academic Affairs Vice President, today they will start sending admission letter out. It will continue until the 30th of June. So we are hoping that those students in the schedule also next week, I think the 43 days in next week will be orientation for new students. And then the last 2 days in next will be orientation for our faculty also. All of that will lead all of us to classes beginning on Monday, the 26th of June, and kick off the academic year 2022-2023. Members of the press, you are part of the university family. We love to work with you. We will do our best to run this university to the best of our ability. We can only do our best, but we appeal to all of you, members of the press, citizens of Liberia, help us to now run the university on the internet or on the talk show. There is a process here at the university. For grievance, for anything, there are different routes of engagement. And let us remember, I will protect the rights of our faculty and our staff, but I will also protect the rights of our students, because they are an important community constituency of the University of Liberia. It is not for a joke when you hear them say that Dr. Nelson is the Student Center President. I spent over 13 years in the Office of Student Affairs working with a Student Center President, and hey, I can't apologize for that. The same way I will defend the faculty and the staff to the best of my ability, I will also protect and respect the rights of our students on all issues they raise, especially concerning their grades, their behavior here at the University of Liberia. And we will try our best to give every member of the university family the benefit of the doubt before we come to a conclusion based on the recommendation that we received. God bless you. Let us all have a wonderful week this month.
Okay, we want to thank the president of the University of Liberia. Reverend Professor Dr. Julius J.S. Nelson Jr. for presenting a short but strong statement and also entertaining questions across the house. And if you notice, we say this is not just a press conference, it's the media engagement to start our semester. And in attendance, again, we have the head of academic affairs, the head of administration, the head of student affairs, legal services, and very importantly, the head of the law school is here. Not just to listen to our boss or for a photo opportunity, but also for engagement beyond this session we are having. So I encourage you to have some chat with our key officials here. And yeah, so to bring this session to an end, I would like to invite to the podium Councillor Norris Tuet, Vice President for University Relations, to wrap things up and make closing remarks on behalf of the University of
Thank you, Dr. Thomas Kaya. Let me say, it's good to be joined by you colleagues in the media. The University of Liberia certainly appreciate your collaboration in our quest to get information about the school to the general public. Without you, we would not be able to achieve this very important goal of informing the general public of what we do here. And what we do here, as the president so articulated, is very difficult. We just concluded our 1 fair convocation. You know, you would imagine that we need some rest, right? No, we are at it again. You know, we are about to open another semester and deal with all of the challenges. So it's a tough place for the president and the team, including the faculty, staff. We love working for the university. We are in the knowledge industry. Our goal as an institution is to teach young people who aspire to get more education beyond high school, and those who select the university as the destination to get, you know, the college education. Our job is to try to make it better. We do have a lot of challenges, and our job is to work with all stakeholders, government, our partners, our huge alumni community in and out of Liberia, our faculty, to ameliorate the challenges associated with this university. So we're looking forward to the commencement of the new semester. We're bringing in a large class of young people at the undergraduate level. I think this is one of the largest so far in post-university history. We're bringing about between 6,000 to 8,000 students. And we have to make sure that we give these students a good experience. So that's why we are starting very soon. We want to get people out there information. Also, there are other students who want to come to the university. So the interest in this university keeps going up. And our job is to respond to the challenges. At commencement convocation, we do also experience different challenges. You know, it's not unique. Last year, there was an issue with, you know, one student whose graduation was being challenged. Every time these allegations come about, where someone is alleging academic malfeasance, the university has a system already set up to look into these allegations. There are a lot of allegations that don't make it to the media. We still pay a great deal of attention to these allegations.
This is precisely what the president has said. The allegation against the law school, a committee was constituted. A distinguished Councilor Blama headed that committee. All right, our vice president for student affairs was on that committee as a member. All right, a representative from the graduate and professional school was on that committee. So we look at all of these issues and came up with a finding that on the basis of the evidence that was gathered from all sides, those evidence was not sufficient, strong enough to deny graduation to those students. So we go about this thing meticulously because it's our job, it's the integrity, it's the image of the university at stake. We have a new dean of the law school, Professor Babu. He taught me constitutional law when I was in the law school. It's one of the finest our country can boast of. And we are proud that he agreed to carry on from where his predecessor, Mr. Warner, left. And he's having his time. Now it's very challenging. But when you make an allegation against an individual at the university or in any place, we still have to take it as an allegation. It has to be investigated. And when it is investigated, we will have to come up with findings. So this is a process that is in place. We want to make sure that you come to us when you have, when you hear stuff. My office will respond. A lot of you have called me on this issue. I said immediately after the commencement convocation, we'll come back to you, to the media, and explain. The university is, an academic institution. Sometimes it's very difficult to just sort of respond to everything on the media. We have to do our investigation. So again, I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. It's a responsibility that you take very seriously. You have been a student center personnel for almost all your life. And by the same time, students are not always right. Faculty is not always right. What ultimately needs to happen is an investigation. When an allegation is made, it has to be investigated. It doesn't matter who the allegation is coming from or not. We will investigate it. And if there is additional evidence, even after our investigation, that is very probative enough of a material fact that someone did something illegal, the university administration will resort to the same investigation and will come and bring out the finding. So the integrity of the institution is something that we all care about. So we want to thank you all. Dr. Thomas Kayak, we'll continue to work with you. As you can see now, what we're trying to do, if you see here in this room, we have all these fancy cameras to improve the image of the university so that we can make information so accessible. This press conference or media engagement is live via all our outlets. On Facebook, it's live. On YouTube, it's also live. People watching us right now in Russia, in the US, in Ukraine, again, people are watching us everywhere. So you guys, are being seen all around the world. The question you're asking, all those are asking, the people are participating online. So we are investing in technology, in equipment, so that our students and faculty. One of the things that will happen, hopefully before the commencement of this academic semester, is to launch what we call the UL online television. Okay? Now the equipment we are in, y'all gotta give a big hand for that, but give a big hand for the president. The UL online television, right? This will enhance the teaching and learning experience. So UL online TV, for instance, will go into the classroom, and we'll just crash into a classroom with our camera and our equipment, our gadgets, and see a professor teaching. So the world can know certainly what's happening at the university. So that is the other thing, that is the reason why we're investing into all the technology. So you are online TV, we have our own live TV, just like how KMTV and other outlets, there's something happening, we carry our equipment there. And, so that's one of the things we want to do, to give students, faculty, staff, administration, members of the general public an opportunity to get real-time information as to what is happening here at the University of Liberia. So with that, I just want to say thank you, Mr. President, for your statement. Thanks to my colleagues who came and the director. Thank you for your hard work and your leadership that you keep bringing to bear on the Office of Your Relations. Thanks to you, media colleagues, for coming to another engagement. We look forward to you as the new semester starts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and that brings us to the end of this. For our media colleagues, you can please stick around for a reproduction of the President's statement, as well as a copy of our schedule for the semester and the outline for the work. All
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
I finished